The CONCACAF Nations League is back. After a year off due to the pandemic, soccer is back with the semifinals in Denver. The winners of the United States versus Honduras and Mexico and Costa Rica will play in Sunday's final. Americans are filled with world-class talent, but the question is whether head coach Greg Berhalter has had enough time to get these guys on the same page. And for the first time ever, the squad features a Champions League winner, Christian Pulisic. So the U.S. has been in great
Going
form.
From one competition to the next is what I've been doing all season. So it's constantly having to refocus and get ready for the next game and quick turnarounds. And it's something that I'm used to. This is a big one, but there's not much really a switch I need to flip. I was playing, at the highest level, and I'm feeling ready and excited for these games coming up as well. We're expecting good CONCACAF competition, something that's always good. Now we can really play in a competitive environment where we're fighting for something. We want to win this Nations League, so we have 2 games where we have the opportunity to do that. So we expect teams that are going to come out and give us a really good test. Especially going into qualifying in a competitive game. So we're looking forward to it.
From Porto to Denver, and if you watched the Champions League final on CBS, you saw Pulisic feature the U.S. men's national team swag. They have been very good, even though they lost to Switzerland on Sunday. They've been in form. They've been very good at home, and they played in Denver before. They've won 2 out of 3, the last being a 1-0 win over Mexico back in 2002. All right, with more of the matches happening in the Rocky Mile High City, it is Thomas Rongen, former men's scout there, joining us here on CBS Sports HQ. So, TR, on paper, this squad looks like it's perhaps the strongest ever, just simply by the fact of how many European players we have. What do you make of the squad?
Yeah, just to give you a sense, Tommy, 10 U.S. men's national team members have won a combined 13 titles in Europe. Be it Timothy Weah with Lille, be it obviously Weston McKennie winning the Cup in Italy with Juventus, be it Dest winning also the Spanish Copa. So it's been incredible the experience these players have gained. And by the way, we're adding players to the Champions League. Like, for instance, Mr. Brooks with Werder Bremen that will play in the Champions League next year with 8 other members as well. So there is now experience on the highest level with these players. And there you see some of those names. Zach Steffen, although the loser in the final against Christian Pulisic in the Champions League. John Brooks with Werder Bremen, obviously very important. We talked about Dest. We talked about Mr. Weston McKennie as well. The most interesting part here for Greg Berhalter is figuring out in a short amount of time how to tackle Honduras and eventually maybe Mexico in a first real tournament format, the Nations League. That's so important. Can they win a trophy? Because we lost our grip in the CONCACAF, have not beaten Mexico in the last 6 games, lost against Honduras for the 3rd consecutive time, not going to the Olympics. So this is not only a huge game, a big tournament to win a first ever trophy, by the way, which people will remember, the Nations League.
So that leads me to my next question, which you talked about Berhalter, TR. How does he try to get this talent on the same page? Because they haven't had meaningful games since that 2019 Gold Cup loss to Mexico. So even though they've been in form, the matches and the quality of opponent hasn't really been the same.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Just to give you an example, Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, and Christian Pulisic have not played together in the last 2 years. So that's important, obviously, because it's all about, yes, beating Honduras, which, by the way, our record is 16-4-5, getting hopefully to the finals in a full house against Mexico and beating that team as well. And then preparing for the Gold Cup, but more so the World Cup qualifying games that are coming up. Here you can see some of the games that we've played, obviously, in prior years. Cuba and Canada are important opponents as well who've made strides in CONCACAF. But it's all about against Honduras trying to put the best 11 on the field. Is that Serginho Dest in his comfortable position on the right or inverted on the left? Is that finally Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, and maybe a Musa in midfield with Gio Reyna, Pulisic, and a Josh Sargent up front? And talking about Josh Sargent, by the way, the number 9 jersey becomes very important. It's about chance creation, but finishing, which we didn't do against Switzerland. It was Sebastian Legit from midfield that scored the initial goal, and we lost against Switzerland, obviously 2-1 in our transition defense that was poor. So it's important to get the starting 11 right for Greg Berhalter, drawing on the experience, particularly for the European players, and making the right changes within that 11, be it maybe bringing players off the bench that can make a difference. But is it Josie Altidore still part of the thinking of Greg Berhalter? Is it Zardes still as a number 9, or is Sargent the guy going forward? An important 2 games for this team, and in particular for the number 9, Josh Sargent, that, by the way, got relegated with his team in the Bundesliga.
All right, so those are some of the questions you have, TR. You mentioned that Berhalter needs to address that striker position, but if people are watching the U.S. men's national team for the first time, or they haven't in a long time, what do you like about this team? Maybe some other things that you're looking out for.
Well, I mean, in terms of creation going forward, we got a formidable team, quite frankly, and we will create. It's, again, finishing those chances. We talked about Arena. We talked about Pulisic. That will start today because he wants to start after a short layoff, after he won the Champions League as a substitute for obviously, Chelsea. So it's important for Greg Berhalter to get that team with Musa and McKinney, and hopefully with Adams, because if Adams plays at number 6 position, it allows that front 5 to go forward. Now the problem becomes transition defense. So the re-and-rest organization, very important that a Brooks, that a Serginho Dest, a Cannon, or even on the left side, Robinson, make sure that we don't get caught, which we did against Switzerland twice when they scored late, that we are organized, compact, and make sure when balls turns over that we can press with quality.
I was going to ask you about Antonio Conte, TR, but let me circle back to Christian Pulisic, and if we have time, we can talk about Conte. What pressure is he under? We just came off a Champions League. He is arguably United States' best player, but now he has more around him. What do you think about Christian Pulisic?
Yeah, you talk about more around him. There's more quality around him, the more he can shine as well. He carried that burden at a young age to carry this team in the last 2 years. But the emergence of a Arena, the emergence of a Musa that plays at Valencia, that obviously made that one-time change to become part of the U.S. men's national team, and will get his official cap, by the way, against Honduras, or hopefully against Mexico in the final. So he's got better players around him. And with better players around him, a number 10 or a creator like Christian Pulisic can flourish. And we expect them to take the load. We expect them to be the captain of this team and be a leader already at a very young age. So, yes, the expectation now with a Champions League ring for Christian Pulisic becomes higher, but he can handle that, as you can see in the press conference today. I'm ready. I've got no excuses. We're going to go and win this thing.
All right, we'll tackle Conte another day. Before I let you go, TR, I know you brought a couple other kits. Show us before we let you go.
Here we go. Well, the number 10 position, we're okay with that one. The number 9, I'm a little. These are both from 206, by the way, Tommy. The World Cup, autographed as well on the back. So the bidding starts at 300, Tommy.
300. Okay, we'll set it there. And TR, I'm sure it'll just go up and up and up. Make sure you promote it out there with our Nations League coverage out in Denver. Thanks to Thomas Rongen here on CBS Sports HQ. We're back, baby. 2 matches here for the semifinals. And then again, the final on Sunday, Honduras and the United States. And then L3 without Raul Jimenez, but they still have all the firepower that they need. Costa Rica, it looks like Keylor Navas will not be available there for them at 10 p.m. Eastern. Streaming on Paramount+.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.